And the other thing that he's primarily about is giving the gifts of civilization. This is what you human beings need to know in order to move on to the next level.
Around 4,500 to 1900 BCE, the Sumerian civilization flourished in southern Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, and is acknowledged as one of the earliest advanced civilizations in human history. Renowned for its pioneering achievements in writing, architecture, and governance, Sumer left an indelible mark on subsequent cultures and civilizations. The civilization was situated between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, in a fertile floodplain, often referred to as the cradle of civilization. This region's rich soil and abundant water resources were crucial for developing early agriculture and urban settlements. So what link brings the Anunnaki and the Sumerians together? The concept of the Anunnaki primarily derives from Sumerian cuneiform tablets, the earliest known form of writing. These texts offer detailed descriptions of the Anunnaki, depicted as powerful deities who descended from the heavens to interact with humanity. Among these texts, the Enuma Elish, although a Babylonian creation myth, is heavily influenced by earlier Sumerian traditions. This myth recounts the creation of the world and humanity by gods, some of whom are interpreted as the Anunnaki. In this narrative, the god Marduk, who might be associated with the Anunnaki, defeats the primordial chaos dragon Tiamat and uses her body to form the heavens and the earth. Following the establishment of order, Marduk and the gods create humans from the blood of the god Kingu, Tiamat's chief lieutenant. This act of creation is believed to have been done to fashion humans as laborers for the gods, relieving the lesser gods of their burdensome tasks. Some theorists suggest that this myth reflects an ancient memory of genetic engineering by the Anunnaki, who created humans to serve their purposes. The Atrahasis epic provides another significant account of human creation involving the Anunnaki. According to this epic, the Anunnaki gods, led by Enki, create humans to bear the toil of the lesser gods burdened with maintaining the earth. The story begins with the lesser gods laboring to maintain the earth, growing increasingly discontented with their workload. In response, the high god Enki proposes the creation of humans to alleviate their suffering. Humans are created from clay mixed with the blood of a slain god, suggesting a divine origin that imbues humans with life and purpose. This myth also includes a flood narrative, where the god Enlil, displeased with human noise and disobedience, decides to exterminate humanity with a great flood. Enki, sympathetic to humans, instructs Atrahasis to build an ark to survive the deluge. The survival of Atrahasis and his family ensures the continuation of human life, a theme that resonates with later flood myths in various cultures. The Sumerians are credited with remarkable achievements in various fields, including astronomy, mathematics, and metallurgy. Their ability to chart celestial bodies, develop a sophisticated calendar, and implement a base 60 numbering system demonstrates an advanced understanding of the universe that some believe was imparted by extraterrestrial beings. Their astronomical knowledge is particularly fascinating. Sumerian star charts exhibit detailed knowledge of the movements of planets and stars. Some tablets even depict the heliocentric model of the solar system, a concept not recognized by mainstream science until much later. The Mul-Apin tablets, for instance, contain detailed observations of celestial bodies and phenomena, including the positions and movements of stars and planets, which suggest a level of astronomical knowledge that is astonishing for their time. In mathematics, the Sumerians made several innovations that continue to influence us today. Their base 60 system is the basis for our 60-second minute, 60-minute hour, and 360-degree circle. This system's complexity and utility suggest a deep understanding of mathematics that some argue could have been influenced by advanced beings. They also used sophisticated geometry in their architectural designs, including the construction of ziggurats and urban planning, which some theorists believe indicates advanced external knowledge. The precision and scale of these structures are impressive, hinting at an advanced understanding of geometric principles. The Sumerians were also highly skilled in metallurgy, working with various metals, including gold, silver, copper, and bronze. Their ability to create intricate jewelry, weapons, and tools from these metals suggests advanced metallurgical techniques that might have been influenced by the Anunnaki. The quality and complexity of their metalwork indicate a level of expertise that would be challenging without some form of advanced knowledge or assistance. Additionally, according to some theories, humans were allegedly created to perform laborious tasks for the Anunnaki, particularly in mining gold. This precious metal was supposedly needed by the Anunnaki to repair their home planet's atmosphere. This idea ties into the advanced metallurgical skills of the Sumerians, suggesting that their expertise in metalwork might have had a more profound and possibly extraterrestrial origin. Zecharia Sitchin's interpretations propose that the Anunnaki, an advanced extraterrestrial race, genetically engineered humans by combining their DNA with that of early hominids. This theory, although controversial, presents a fascinating alternative view on human origins. According to Sitchin, humans were created to serve as a labor force for the Anunnaki, particularly in their mining operations. Sitchin posits that the Anunnaki combined their genetic material with that of Homo erectus, an early hominid species. This genetic manipulation purportedly resulted in Homo sapiens, explaining the sudden leap in human evolution and the development of advanced capabilities such as tool use, language, and social structures. Some proponents of this theory argue that the rapid development of human civilization and technological advancements during the Neolithic Revolution align with the timeframe of potential Anunnaki intervention. In Sumerian mythology, Adamu is often considered the prototype of modern humans. Created by the gods Enki and Ninhursag, Adamu's story parallels the biblical Adam, suggesting a common origin for these creation myths. Adamu's creation from clay and divine essence might symbolize advanced genetic engineering practices. Enki's role as the god of wisdom and creation aligns with his portrayal as a scientist or geneticist in these myths. According to Sitchin, the primary reason for creating humans was to serve as a labor force for the Anunnaki, specifically in mining gold. Some ancient gold mines in Africa, particularly in regions such as Zimbabwe, have been cited by theorists as potential sites of these early mining operations, purportedly initiated by the Anunnaki. The Sumerian king list is an ancient manuscript that lists kings with improbably long reigns, some lasting tens of thousands of years. These records are often cited as evidence of the Anunnaki's influence, suggesting divine or semi-divine rulership. Before the Great Flood, the Sumerian king list records reigns of incredible lengths, implying that these rulers were more than human. This has led to theories that these kings were either Anunnaki themselves or directly descended from them. The extraordinary lifespans of these pre-Diluvian kings suggest a direct connection to the Anunnaki, who were believed to possess advanced longevity and possibly immortality. After the flood, the reigns of kings become shorter, but are still unusually long by human standards, indicating continued but diminished divine influence. This transition might reflect a gradual withdrawal of the Anunnaki from direct involvement in human affairs. Many Sumerian kings claimed divine ancestry or patronage from the Anunnaki, legitimizing their rule. This connection to the gods reinforced their authority and right to govern, establishing a theocratic system where kingship was seen as divinely ordained. Numerous artifacts from Sumer exhibit technological and artistic sophistication that some interpret as evidence of advanced external influence. Among these, Sumerian cylinder seals stand out for their intricate designs and complex imagery. These seals often feature detailed depictions of gods and mythical creatures, some of which are interpreted as wearing advanced gear, such as helmets and suits, suggesting possible extraterrestrial origins. The seals also depict scenes of divine beings interacting with humans, possibly representing the Anunnaki's involvement in human affairs. These artifacts are seen as crucial evidence of the gods' direct influence on Sumerian society. Some cylinder seals even depict scenes that might represent the genetic creation or manipulation of humans. These images support the genetic engineering theory, suggesting that the Sumerians were aware of or witnessed advanced biological processes. Such depictions add another layer of intrigue to the already fascinating narrative of Anunnaki contact. There are also unusual artifacts resembling descriptions of ancient flying machines, known as vimanas, found in other ancient texts, such as the Hindu epics. These objects might indicate advanced technology that was beyond the capabilities of known human civilizations at the time. The presence of such artifacts suggests that the Sumerians either possessed advanced technology or had contact with beings who did. This supports the idea that the Anunnaki provided technological assistance or left behind technology that influenced human development. Sitchin's theory posits that the Anunnaki originated from Nibiru, a hypothetical planet with a long, elliptical orbit around the Sun. This planet's existence is controversial but continues to intrigue many. Sumerian texts are said to reference Nibiru, suggesting an awareness of a complex solar system. Some tablets describe a 12th planet beyond Neptune, which some interpret as Nibiru. This aligns with modern searches for Planet X, a hypothesized planet in the outer solar system. The detailed astronomical knowledge contained in Sumerian texts indicates a sophisticated understanding of the cosmos. The precision of their celestial observations suggests possible external guidance or instruction. The alignment of ancient Sumerian structures, such as ziggurats with celestial bodies, indicates sophisticated astronomical knowledge that might have been imparted by the Anunnaki. These alignments suggest that the Sumerians built their monuments based on astronomical principles and celestial events. This impressive architectural precision adds to the compelling evidence that Sumerian advancements in various fields could have been influenced by advanced beings.
The Anunnaki, they are these beings that came from off-world.
So these are aliens?
These are aliens. Anunnaki is a general term. It doesn't mean one race. It's a term to say those who came from heaven to earth, that's it. Ancient Sumeria, the people there were advanced beyond belief. So these people were extremely intelligent, but they were influenced by these Anunnaki Atlantean people.
Hidden within the ancient tablets of the Epic of Gilgamesh are secret messages left by the Anunnaki king for modern civilization, offering timeless wisdom and cautionary tales.
We keep slapping our ancient ancestors in the face, doubting their wisdom and doubting their understanding of what really happened.
This legendary narrative, chronicling the adventures of Gilgamesh and his companion Enkidu, reveals profound insights into humanity's quest for immortality, the value of friendship, and the consequences of hubris.
For example, the Epic of Gilgamesh is giving you the full story of Noah's Ark. The generalization of the story is coming directly from these ancient tablets.
As scholars uncover more fragments and interpretations of this ancient epic, they piece together a tapestry of mythology, history, and philosophy. In the mid-19th century, a renewed interest in archaeology and history sparked the rediscovery of ancient civilizations.
The homegrown archaeologists that aren't afraid to talk say that these fortresses were built in a day and a night by the beings that came from heaven.
During this pivotal period, the story of Gilgamesh, a legendary figure from Sumerian lore, began to surface through a series of archaeological excavations in the ancient Near East. These efforts uncovered remnants of a long-forgotten civilization buried under the sands of time. Mesopotamia, often referred to as the cradle of civilization, was located in the fertile region between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, corresponding to modern-day Iraq. This region was home to some of the earliest known cities, such as Uruk, Ur, and Babylon. The rich soil and abundant water supply supported the development of complex societies, advanced agriculture, and early writing systems, laying the foundations for human civilization.
They actually, in the tablets, talk about clearing out the Euphrates and the Tigris to make it better for irrigation.
In 1849, British archaeologist Austin Henry Layard made a groundbreaking discovery while excavating the ancient city of Nineveh, one of the oldest and most significant cities of the Assyrian Empire. Nineveh, located near the modern city of Mosul in northern Iraq, had been a major center of trade, politics, and culture in ancient Mesopotamia. Among Layard's most remarkable findings was the library of Ashurbanipal, the last great king of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. This vast collection of clay tablets, inscribed with cuneiform script, contained a wealth of information about the Assyrian Empire, its history, religion, literature, and science. The library, dating back to the 7th century BCE, was a treasure trove of knowledge that provided an unprecedented glimpse into the ancient world. Interestingly, the discovery of Ashurbanipal's library was serendipitous. Layard initially set out to find artifacts and treasures, but he stumbled upon a more valuable find: the written records of a civilization.
These people were scribing specifically what they were told to write by their god or their lord or their master.
The sheer volume of tablets, estimated to be around 30,000, suggested a highly literate society that valued the preservation of knowledge. The decipherment of cuneiform was a monumental achievement that unlocked the secrets of ancient Mesopotamian civilization.
These translations are ancient, in my opinion, because we're talking about 17 and 1800s. The tablets were already translated.
Cuneiform, one of the earliest systems of writing, was characterized by its wedge-shaped marks made on clay tablets with a reed stylus. This script was used by several ancient cultures, including the Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians. The challenge of deciphering cuneiform fell to scholars like Sir Henry Rawlinson, a British Army officer and linguist. Rawlinson's breakthrough came with the Behistun inscription, a multilingual inscription carved into a cliff in what is now Iran. The inscription, commissioned by King Darius the Great of Persia, was written in 3 languages: Old Persian, Elamite, and Babylonian. By comparing the known language of Old Persian with the cuneiform script, Rawlinson and other scholars were able to crack the code of cuneiform. By the 1850s, significant progress had been made in understanding cuneiform, allowing scholars to begin translating the vast collection of texts from Ashurbanipal's library. Among these texts was a particular set of 12 tablets that revealed a coherent and enthralling narrative, the story of Gilgamesh.
All the different people that have researched them have a very similar story.
The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest known works of literature, is a rich tapestry of mythology, history, and philosophy. The narrative follows Gilgamesh, the semi-divine king of Uruk, and his adventures with his companion Enkidu. Their journey takes them through various trials, including the confrontation with the monster Humbaba, the rejection of the goddess Ishtar, and the quest for immortality following Enkidu's passing. The epic begins with Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, who is described as 2/3 divine and 1/3 human. His extraordinary strength and wisdom make him a formidable ruler, but his arrogance and oppressive rule cause his people to cry out to the gods for relief. In response to their pleas, the gods create Enkidu, a wild man who lives among the animals. Enkidu's initial innocence and harmony with nature contrast sharply with Gilgamesh's urban civilization. A temple servant named Shamhat is sent to tame Enkidu, introducing him to human culture and society. This transformation from wild man to civilized companion sets the stage for his friendship with Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh and Enkidu become fast friends, their bond solidified by their shared adventures. They undertake a perilous journey to the cedar forest to confront Humbaba, the fearsome guardian appointed by the god Enlil. Despite Humbaba's terrifying presence, they manage to defeat him, showcasing their bravery and strength. This victory, however, sows the seeds of their eventual downfall by angering the gods. The gods decree that Enkidu must be expunged as punishment for their defiance. Enkidu's passing is a pivotal moment in the epic, profoundly affecting Gilgamesh. His grief and despair drive him to seek the secret of immortality, fearing his own mortality and the futility of human endeavors. This quest takes him on a journey beyond the known world, into the realms of the gods and the unknown. Gilgamesh's search for eternal life leads him to Utnapishtim, the only mortal granted immortality by the gods after surviving a great flood. Utnapishtim recounts the story of the flood, which closely parallels the biblical account of Noah's Ark. Despite Gilgamesh's efforts, he ultimately fails to obtain immortality. Utnapishtim reveals that the secret of eternal life lies in accepting one's mortality and finding meaning in the transient human experience. An interesting comparison can be made between the Epic of Gilgamesh and Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. Both epics explore themes of heroism, the human condition, and the quest for immortality. However, while Homer's epics are rooted in Greek mythology and focus on the exploits of mortal heroes, the Gilgamesh epic delves deeper into existential questions and the limits of human ambition, reflecting the values and beliefs of ancient Mesopotamian society. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Epic of Gilgamesh is the story of the Great Flood, recounted by Utnapishtim, the immortal survivor. In this narrative, Utnapishtim tells Gilgamesh how the gods decided to send a flood to destroy humanity, but advised him to build a boat to save his family and the seed of all living things. This story bears a striking resemblance to the biblical account of Noah's Ark in the Book of Genesis. Scholars have theorized that the flood myth in the Epic of Gilgamesh may have influenced the biblical narrative, suggesting a shared cultural memory of a catastrophic flood in the ancient Near East. This theory is supported by the fact that flood myths are prevalent in many ancient cultures, pointing to a possible historical event or a collective human response to natural disasters. An intriguing theory posits that Gilgamesh may have been a historical figure who reigned over the city-state of Uruk around 2700 BCE. Evidence supporting this theory includes the Sumerian king list, which mentions a king named Gilgamesh who ruled Uruk for 126 years. While the epic embellishes his life with mythical elements, it is possible that the stories were inspired by a real king, whose deeds and legacy were magnified over time. This theory highlights the fluid boundary between history and myth in ancient storytelling. Over the years, additional fragments of the Gilgamesh epic have been discovered at various archaeological sites across Mesopotamia, such as the ancient cities of Ur and Babylon. These fragments have allowed scholars to fill in gaps and clarify ambiguities in the narrative, enhancing our understanding of the text. Each new discovery has helped refine the epic, revealing variations in the story that reflect different cultural contexts and periods. For instance, some versions emphasize Gilgamesh's divinity more than others, while certain passages highlight different moral and philosophical themes.